What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Kiwan, and I am back with Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 11, Episode 3, Motor City. Here we come. Before I start, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Click the notification bell button so you can be updated on every video I drop. Make sure y'all like the video so I can stay in the algorithm. Y'all, I'm hungry. This episode was good. Anyway. All right, let me not. So the episode picks up with the therapy session with Ken and Trisha. They're still arguing. Dr. Francis looking at them like they got 3 titties, okay, because they both crazy. So anyway, he asked both of them, like, hey, what was it about them that made you want to be with them? So Trisha said that because Ken was fun. And I just felt like it was so surface level that, I don't know. And he was like, he missed her fun side too. And I'm like, well, what else do y'all miss about each other? So they both were like, listen, we miss each other's fun side. And I was thinking, well, it was surface for me because I was like, y'all been together for how long? And that's all y'all miss. And I like Trisha, but it also felt like Trisha, she likes Ken. I think she likes Ken. I just don't think that Trisha wants to be by herself, like, if that makes sense. And so what I noticed about her, she smiles a lot, and it's so weird, but it's not even, I don't know if it's a trauma response. I don't know. It's like what's her name? On Bell Collective, where she have these tics, these movements. And I think, listen, I bought a book about body language. So once I finish the book I'm currently reading, I'll jump into that one. Anyway, so off topic. So Ken said he'll communicate better to Trish, and Trish said she will tell him more. And Trish, I don't know, I just feel like Trish don't know what love is, and she wants to give love, but I just feel like she doesn't have the ability to give it because she has never really experienced it. Trish looks like, as small and in shape and beautiful as she is, if you stick a pin in her, she's gonna bust, like, with things that she's never probably really talked about. She looks so tense all the time. Anyway, I thought this was a good episode. So Destiny is with her sister Paula. They talk about meeting their family and how they talk about their feelings about it. So fake ass Kimmy and Tisha decided to stop by. I guess that's fine. Everybody want to be supportive, so okay. And Destiny talks about her family dynamics to both of the ladies and how they are happy to see their grandmother and vice versa, and how her grandmother is happy to see everybody else because, again, the grandmother hasn't seen a lot of them. And so we see Kimmy and Tisha, they have a conversation with Marceau and what's his name? Maurice. So Marceau listening to it, he was like, listen, I'm getting emotional just listening to it. He said, if I were Destiny, basically, I wouldn't want anybody outside of my family around. I would want it to be real personal. And I agree, but hey, Destiny don't mind the company of the ladies, so I think they're gonna head to Destiny later with her and her family. So Destiny tells us her sister Paula has never met her family. Paula is one of the kids that were in foster care and found a foster family. Paula looks just like Destiny's mom. Their mom. And so I'm looking at the scene and I'm looking at Destiny and her face and her hair. Beautiful. Like, beautiful. Destiny is a beautiful woman. So Destiny meeting with her family, it was very emotional, and her grandmother starts to cry because she's never seen, again, She's never seen a lot of her grandkids. The only one I think she's familiar with is maybe Destiny and what the brother, because the brother was living with her. So Destiny's grandmother, said she looked the aunt. So I forget the aunt's name, but the aunt was saying that her mom looked for the rest of the kids on Facebook, and we found out that Destiny mom, they was like, she used to be. After all of the drugs, you change your whole appearance change. So they said that her mom used to be real beautiful. She was in a motorcycle club. She said Destiny's mom left her and all of her kids because she didn't want to bring any of them into the lifestyle. And again, it's a disease. I'm not here to judge it. I just hope she's better. But even looking in the scene, you could tell that she is currently still using. So Paula changed her mind. She wasn't going to meet her mom, her bio mom. And she changed her mind, but one of the brothers was there, and he was like, no. He was like, I'm good not knowing her, and I can respect that. So Scott, over with the Scotts, 1.0 and 2.0, they go and visit their uncle, their dad's best friend, and their father. And the Scott brothers gives a backstory to the ladies on how about their uncle and their father's, work ethic, and how they started in construction and the school that the uncle now runs. And we found out that Uncle Rick, which is their dad's best friend, he teach courses, trading courses, and I want to say it's more on the construction side. I want to say I didn't get everything. And he was really talking to the boys. So while he was talking, Kimmy noticed that Daddy Scott was very standoffish. I don't know what that's about, but see, this is what we are talking about when we say, hey, give us story. But I also understand you can't give other people's story, but you have to give your own story. And sometimes you may have to bring in family, but that's a part of the story. And I just want to say this really quick. I know everybody said that Destiny doesn't give anything, but Destiny was not allowed to bring law on just because of LeBarrick's jazz. Okay? Ugh. So she couldn't talk about her divorce, but she came on being a friend. I felt like Destiny came on being a friend. What else Destiny gave us? She gave us her business and how it didn't work, how it did work. She gave us her dating life. She gave us her at the ending of her divorce. And yeah, she was in a relationship, and then she just started to be single. And then we got the whole backstory of her with the whole her and the Sunny situation in that jailbird that she was with. So I don't know. I just want to point those things out. We all realize that Destiny's mom has a disease, and Destiny said that her mom is very thin, and Destiny is actually alarmed by all of that. And Rhonda is Destiny's mother's name. So Rhonda walks in the door, and we found out that so Rhonda walks in the door. She sits down. Destiny was like, hey, this is your daughter, Paula. And again, it's the disease, it's the sickness that keeps Rhonda detached. And so it was almost like Rhonda, it was like Rhonda met a stranger, because Paula is a stranger to Rhonda and vice versa. So Paula was like, oh, hey, how you doing? You look just like me. She wasn't loving, but she didn't give that space. I really wonder what happened with Rhonda, and how did she get there? Anyway, we found out that, Rhonda told Paula that her father, your father just passed away. And Paula just sat there like, oh, okay, because again, she didn't know her father as well. Destiny said her mom seemed disappointed, but all of them. She said that her mom was disassociated and that disconnected with 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 them. But I also feel like they were disconnected and disassociated with their mom as well. And I get it. I get it because you left. I don't know you like that, so I do understand. So it. I felt like it was two sided, and I do understand why. So Destiny said that it took a minute for Rhonda to notice her daughter that she never met. She was like, it took her a minute to notice that Paula was even sitting there, and then she realized that not sitting there, but noticed that this is my daughter I'm talking to. And I think what Destiny was looking for from Rhonda, she was looking for Rhonda to be more loving and caring, but she doesn't know how to be a nurturer. She gave up her kids, and I don't know. I just don't feel like I don't feel like I want to be in a space of judgy, and I don't think that that's what Destiny did. I'm just not, as a viewer, because I know what it's like to have a parent on, stuff. Okay. I'm just saying, but mine wasn't at that I don't know how bad it was. There are things that I did not know, and there are things that I was never exposed to. There are things that I never saw, but there are things that I've heard about and was told. So anyway, Destiny's mom had an expectation of Destiny to just take care of her, and Destiny gets frustrated in that moment because they started to get into it. And what happened was Rhonda had this moment of entitlement to Destiny and whatever she thought Destiny had. She wanted Destiny to pay her bills and put her in an apartment while she paid her own bills. And so she was telling Destiny, I live in a house. So Destiny was like, I couldn't pay bills for you, so you can go back out on the street. And so Rhonda was like, well, I live in a house. And Destiny was like, well, wherever you live, I wasn't paying for that. I wasn't going to be fiscally responsible for you on that note. She wanted her mom to get clean, but her mom didn't. And I assumed that this is how it went. I can help you if you get clean. Rhonda wasn't ready to get clean, so Rhonda went back out on the street, and Destiny was like, I'm not helping her. And I really believe that that's how that went. I will say this. An addiction overrides a lot of things. And Rhonda was definitely checked out. And I want to say, I don't know if she was high, but it looked like, she was under the influence. I don't know but it seemed like she was under the influence. So over with the Scotts, the Scott wives are talking with, what's his name, Daddy Scott. And they tell them, basically they have this conversation, and he didn't want to share. He was like, listen, this is family business. And it was like, we are family. And then he kind of got closed off, but then they were letting him know, hey, we love being around you. We love to see you. And I think that kind of stroked his ego a little bit. That made him feel good to know that he is loved somewhere within his family dynamics. So he tells the ladies that work is always the other woman when it comes to, I don't know if he was talking about their husbands in particular or what he's experienced as a working man. So Papa Scott lets the ladies know that, I didn't show up for the little things, but I did show up for the major things. It could have been vice versa. He said that he had no relationship with his kids because he was locked up. And so he had to, once he got out, he had to repair some relationships. And so he wrote the boys and asked them, hey, why haven't y'all wrote me back? And Marcel was like, because I don't know you. And I was like, oh, wow. So I wish we could get the gist of that from the Scott family. Things like that. Like, we don't care about cheating or anything like that. I think we have grown beyond all of that. I just think we want a lot more of everybody's real life rather than the drama. And I think that's us as the viewers. So Papa Scott said that he lived vicariously through his grandsons. And I was like, wow, his whole demeanor and how he operates, it explains a lot. And it makes me wonder that those boys, that the Scott brothers, all of them, including Mark, especially Mark, they all have some type of father issues. So anyway, back over with Destiny. Destiny realized her mom isn't well, but she had hope that her mom had more for Paula. You know, it's kind of like, I understand that you don't have it for me, but for your daughter that you've never met, I was expecting you to have more. So we can hear Destiny's mom singing, which she had a beautiful voice. And so Rhonda comes outside. And from that bit of that conversation, it seems as though Rhonda still hold anger for Destiny's father. And if I can assume, and I'm only just assuming, maybe she was mad because he took Destiny. It was like one of the boy who died went with the grandmother. So I think Rhonda had more access to see the son whenever she, needed to get to the grandmother's house, and she was able to. But then when it comes to Destiny, I think that father has strict rules and regulations. You cannot see Destiny, and I think he may have kept Destiny from her. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I understand. That's just my assumption that's just my assumption. And it's just an assumption, y'all. So, Destiny tells her mom, I love you. And her mama was like, you have a funny way of showing it. And Destiny did tell us that relationship between her and her mom is very strenuous. And you're always wondering, like, how strenuous was it? And even looking at Destiny over the years and how she operates and why she operates the way she does, which Destiny is not a bad person. I never seen Destiny do anything crazy. Let's keep it all the way a buck. She kept her business to herself. And that was the premise of the demise of her first friendship when she came onto the show. It seemed like Destiny is the type of person that internalized a lot of things. And I'm pretty sure the relationship she had with her mom and her being a daddy's girl, she's more, in tune. She was more in tune in being in a friendship with males rather than females. Destiny seemed like she has a hard time trusting people. I don't know. It's a lot of layers to Destiny, and I'm glad that we are now seeing it. And again, I just wish that, you know what? Never mind. I am glad that Destiny really gave us this storyline. I think that this is what she needed. It seems like, for me, Destiny is in a much different space mentally as it relates to this show, as it relates just to her life. I just feel like she's in so much of a different space. Next week, child, is always gonna be a mess. Marceau gonna say, oh, is that why you're aggressive? And I'm just like, sir, looking at you and your daddy, we understand why you and your brothers act the way y'all do. But whatever. With all of that being said, next week will come and we'll get into next week. This is your girl Q1, reminding you to keep growing, keep showing up, stay true to yourself, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.